In today's video, the long-awaited UFC 319 finally went down. Music. Let's go, baby. I told you. DDP's throwing bombs. Safe killers for safe killers. Applause. What the hell is happening in this card? 2 back-to-back spinning elbow knockouts. Applause. Big names, big stories, brutal knockouts, but all eyes were on one title fight. Drizzles versus Khamzat Chimaev. Yes, Chimaev walked away with the belt, but the real question is, did he win the hearts of the fans? The crowd was booing, the ref had to stand them up a couple of times, but the result speaks for itself. He went home as the first UFC champion from Chechnya. So without further ado, let's begin. But first, let's quickly run through the biggest ones fans were waiting for. Michael Venom Page delivered in his UFC appearance, defeating Jared Cannonier by unanimous decision after 3 tough rounds. Then Lone Murphy shocked everyone, taking the fight on 3 weeks' notice, surviving Aaron Pico's relentless pressure, and landing a spinning elbow that sent the American crashing down. A highlight reel finish that instantly went viral. Undershirn forever tighter. He's a little mama. I can't take it serious. Carlos Prates also added his own spectacular knockout with a spinning elbow against Jeff Neal. Meanwhile, B. Angersuska, the undefeated Chechen prospect, had a dream debut, choking out Eric Nolan in the second round and keeping his perfect record intact. Applause. But after all that, it was time for the main event. And that's where the night took a turn. Fans came in expecting chaos, a wild back-and-forth war. Instead, they got 5 rounds of suffocating control. And let's be real, fans usually don't like that, especially in a title fight. But here's the thing. This was one of the most dominant title fights in UFC history. That's just a fact. Right from the opening bell, Boers made his game plan clear. Within seconds, he shot for the takedown and dragged Du Plessis to the mat. From there, it was rinse and repeat.
Round 1, he took him down within the... Oh my God, I hope it doesn't end like this. Uh-oh. Khamzat's that motherfucker, dude. He's literally a big Habib. All right, DDP's to his... All right, DDP to his... Jesus. 10 seconds into the 3rd round, and he's back on him like this. In the last 15 minutes, Chimaev has 27 minutes of control time. Okay. It's been on the feet longer than it's... Uh-oh.
Scroll, please!
DDP's up to his feet! 1 minute left in the 4th round. They stand it up. He lands. Oh! He throws a kick. Nothing really happened. Oh! DDP's throwing bombs in the 5th round. DDP is up. DDP is down. Oh! No!
Strikes were officially counted. Nothing like this has ever happened in the UFC, but that doesn't change the fact that fans were really unhappy. Even in round 4, when refs usually let things play out, Mark Goddard felt the fight was stuck. So, to everyone's surprise, he stood them up and restarted the action on the feet. In the final round, once again, both fighters were stuck on the ground for what Goddard felt was too long. He ordered another stand-up. This time, the Chicago crowd exploded with cheers. The crowd made that clear with loud boos, and Paulo Costa summed up the online reaction perfectly when he wrote, "Nobody wants to see this." Disappointed fans were writing online, "Khamzat is boring. That was 25 minutes of hugging. Most boring championship fight I've ever seen." Well, besides that Rose fight, bro maxed out his grappling and nothing else. Now we got to deal with this crap for a couple years. Russians are dominant but so boring to watch. That's why Dana hates when Russians win. It's bad for business. This is about entertainment. Nobody cares about grab fighters. Another fan wrote, "It's cool to see how Khamzat has matured as a fighter, but it feels like a negative for fans. His whole thing was being a wild maniac who could do what Khabib did, but make it exciting like a Francis Ngannou fight." Johnson fired back at fans criticizing Chimaev's performance, saying, "If you guys don't want to watch grappling and wrestling and jiu-jitsu, don't watch UFC. Don't. You guys are complaining about something that, it's a very simple problem to fix. For example, let's say Khamzat's about to fight again. You don't want to watch a style? All you got to do is go like this. You see this button right here? It's called the off button. You just go like this, you go off. You don't have to see Khamzat wrestle. It's a very simple problem that happened. It's a very small problem to fix, guys. You guys are making it a bigger deal than it is. It's important to understand one thing. Chimaev walked into UFC 319 with a massive weight on his shoulders. He wasn't just another contender. He carried the flags of Chechnya, Russia, Sweden, and even Saudi Arabia, where he's become part of a major sports project. In many ways, he wasn't fighting for one country. He was fighting for all of them. And with that kind of responsibility, the cost of a mistake was too high. That's why his plan was simple. Control, pressure, and wrestling. No risks, no wild exchanges, just steady dominance. The crowd booed, the referee stood them up a couple of times, but the truth was clear. Chimaev dictated the fight from start to finish and got exactly what he came for. The UFC belt. It may not have been the fight of the century, but history was made. When the referee raised his hand, Chimaev became the first UFC champion from Chechnya, and that was the only thing that mattered. Congratulations, sir. I'm here with the winner. DDP's up to his feet. 1 minute left in the fourth round. They stand it up. He lands. Oh, he throws that kick. Nothing really happened. Oh, DDP's throwing bombs in the fifth round. A DDP is up. DDP is down. Oh no. The early Chimaev could have stepped away from his wrestling plan and just gone to war on the feet. But now Khamzat says he fights smarter, sticks to the plan, and doesn't rush into wild exchanges. Christian, not at all. You did amazing. Big problem. Congratulations. Sean Strickland went off on Chimaev, saying he's the only guy who can stop his wrestling. Chimaev fired back with his response. Sean Strickland, your old friend, has been tweeting about you since the fight. He said that when you were in the gym together, he would actually out-wrestle you and be better than you in the wrestling over 4 rounds. Bro, we could take him down many times, but how can he take me down, bro? Come on. This guy, I beat him everywhere than striking, but this guy just talked too much. So he's funny guy. He's working with, what is his name? Boratino, or what is his name? Yeah, Paulo. I make them together. Conor McGregor surprised fans not with trash talk, but with unexpected respect. The same Conor who once called Chimaev a rat and got called a chicken in return went on X and posted Chechnya's first UFC champion. Congrats. The notorious tipping his hat to Boris felt almost like a truce, or at least recognition of a new king who had just claimed his crown. But let's take a look back at what the fighters and analysts were saying before the fight. Dricus takes over, and Dricus Du Plessis will still be the middleweight champion of the world. That, I think, wouldn't surprise me if you got a Lely stoppage in the 4th or 5th. I'm fired up for this fight. If I had to pick right now, such a fan of Khamzat cause he's such a character, I think Drich gets it done, TKO in the 4th or 5th round. That's crazy. Imagine if it happens. Imagine if it happens. But yeah, and still. Alexander Volkanovski said he tried to set up a fight with Mavsar Evlov because he felt Mavsar earned the shot, but it didn't come together. Now it looks like he'll be facing Luron Murphy instead. And he's down to make it happen in December. A lot of people going to be like, Moser should be there. It's like, hey, I tried, you know. I'm going to tell you right now. I tried to make that happen. I thought he deserves it. He did deserve it. He had this fight and then I'm like, all right, you know, he's going to have to do this fight and then he definitely gets it. Then he pulled out, and you know what the UFC is like with things like that. You know, maybe they try to push it back because they pushed the date further and he still didn't do it. Maybe it was a serious injury, I'm not sure. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's why he can't fight as well. I don't know. But you know, it doesn't look like it's going to be a Mobza. But I mean, I've tried with all of them, but no. Dana White was asked about Alexander Volkanovski fighting Lone Murphy in December, and here's what he said. I love it. What does a post-knockout cigarette feel like? Feel amazing. He right away. Take. Who's smoking in there? Bonus time in my Zuma V. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe to the channel.